Okay, so today's class is about the layers, and layers is a topic that is really important because it helps you to organize your work. Without the layers, your any kind of Adobe Illustrator project will stay unorganized and it will be very hard for you to organize it. So today we will go through this exercise about layers and see how we can organize the layers. So first of all, I will open the file here. Okay, and once I will open it, you will notice that uh, it, it cannot locate the font. So maybe the fonts that the user have used is not available on my computer. So what I can do here is that I can locate the fonts or choose a substitute font because maybe I don't have this font. So I can, because I cannot activate it also. Okay, so simple, what I need to do is that I just have to press find fonts. Okay, and choose a substitute font, like suppose this one. I will click on it and change all. So once I will do that, I will press done, and that's all. So the fonts now are used, like that substitute font is being replaced with the font that was missing. So now there is no font which is missing because it already have substituted. So this is how you can troubleshoot. You have to select a substitute font, a font that kind of looks like what is missing. Okay. Otherwise, you can download the fonts that are missing and uh, and then you can go through that. Now, on my screen, you will see I have a layers option here. So I have opened the layers option only on purpose so you can clearly see all the layers that we are working on. Okay. Otherwise, if there are more options, you might get confused with it. So that's why I have kept this open. Other thing what I can do is that let me turn on the properties also. Put the properties here. But I will move to layers and I will work only on layers right now. So first let's dissect the layers property and see what do we have inside the layer. So let me uh, show you here that we have this project and this is its layer panel and only have one layer at the moment. But if you will notice there is a small arrow triangle over here. So if I click over here, it will uncollapse and show me different layers inside. So usually in Adobe Illustrator, what happens is that when you're creating any file, these sub layers, or you can see, or you can say, uh, you know, like a subsequent layer or images or components of the layer are created automatically. If I will add more items, so more of these sub layers will be created automatically. Okay. So let's see what do we have here and how we can organize this. So let me open another file. Okay, this is the same file uh, that we have here, but this is the starting of the file. In the end, we will this is our target. This is what we want to achieve in the end. Okay, but just to explain you about the layers, I have opened here. And you can see here there are three layers. So here we have one layer, so we have to convert this one layer into three layers. We have to divide this into three layers. So here what I'm going to do is that just to show you around how the layers work. Okay, so I will go to this first one and open this and this one as well, so I can have more layers. And inside the layer I have subsequent layer, like sub layers you can see, and these subsequent layers have another like subsequent layer. So layers within layers, you can have layers, then inside the layers you can have layers, and inside those layers you can have more nested layers. Okay, now let's dissect and see what do we have here. Now if you will see, all of these layers have different colors. So this is red color, this is yellow, this is red again, and this is green, this is blue, this is light blue. This indicates that this layer is a group of one layer, this is a group of another layer, then this is another layer itself. If I open it up, you can see that other here are red, okay, then this is green. So if this is red, this whole thing, so this is the part of this layer itself, and then it is red, okay. But here, if I close this one, if I open this, I have yellow also, I have red also, I have green also. That means in the phone layer, I have more sub layers. And how many there are? 1, 2, 3. So as many colors you will have, that means that is the amount of sub layers you have. So I have 3 colors inside this phone layer. That means I have 3 sub layers. Okay. This one I have only blue color, here only red color. So that means this is one layer, and these are not the sub layers, these are components or elements inside this main layer. Okay, but the one that are with different colors are the sub layers. Okay, so that's what these colors indicate. Now next to these we have here, let me close this so you can have less items here. We have eyes. These eye means visibility. If I toggle it on and off, you can see that uh, these layers are hiding and unhiding by clicking over here. Okay. If I want to see this layer as a outline, so what I can do, I can press Control on my keyboard and then press this button, or if you're using Mac, command like the command on your keyboard and click over here on the eye. So what it will do is that instead of hiding, it will turn that layer into an outline. Because sometimes what happens if you have items that are white color. Now white over white does not show. So you can do this. You can press Control and click on this eye icon, so it will become like an outline. Then you can see white over white because it will only show you black outline, not the fill color. So that's a good way of doing that. If I want to bring back its original like fill color, I have to press Control again and click on it again. So I will get back to my color. Okay. Now, other than that, we have here a template layer icon. Now, what is the template layer icon? Here are the template layer icon. Okay. Icons, which usually what it do is that it kind of show you what kind of template or what kind of layers I'm using here. Okay, now here if I will lock this one or unlock this one, I can see I can lock this or unlock this. Locking over here means that if something is locked, like suppose this layer, if I lock here, I will not be able to access this layer. Okay, so if I'm trying to move it, I cannot move, or I cannot select, I cannot do anything. Okay, this locking you do when you don't want to disturb any layer. Sometimes what happens, suppose I want to select this image only, so I can make it or like a selection right now like this, and when I select, so this also selects. But I don't want to select this, so what I can do here is that I can lock this layer. So in this way, if I'm selecting something just like this, okay, so this will select, but those items that are not like those are locked will not get selected. So this is how you can unlock or lock your items, just to avoid any disturbance, okay, or any error, something like that. Now we have here these arrows. These are basically disclosure arrows that can like collapse or uncollapse your layers or your items basically. Okay, then we have here fill button down. Okay, uh, what are these? These are basically sorry, not fill, you can say collect, it's kind of a collect for export button. Okay, so these are different kind of buttons here, and here the first one is collect for export. What it will do is that if you select this item and click here, you can easily export only this layer to wherever you want. Okay, suppose I don't want to export the whole image, only a particular layer, so I can click on any layer, okay, or to select different layers. So suppose I want to select this one and this one, so I can press Shift key and click over here, and both will be selected. Okay, Or if I press here and press shift key and then click on the last one, so this whole thing will be selected. But I don't want this middle one to be selected. So how I will select? I will press control, then select whatever I want, like these two. So I can skip what I don't want to select. So this is a good way to select if you want to skip anything and you don't want it to be in the selection. And then if I want to export these, I can just simply click here and it will export all whatever I have selected here. Okay, I can remove these from the export. So next time if I will export, it will be not included. Okay, so you can export the layers as well here instead of exporting the whole image. Sometimes what happens, like suppose if I click over here in the navigation and I don't know where this layer is, or maybe any item of this layer, suppose this item, I don't know where it is. Okay, so or vice versa, if I don't know where this icon here, okay, these icons are located inside my layers, because maybe you have 2000 layers and a lot of layers, so you might know you might don't know where these layers are. It will be very problematic when you have a lot of layers, so you cannot go inside the layers and search. It will take forever to do that. So simple to locate easily, you just select that item, and here is this button which is called locate object. It's like a magnifying glass. When I click on this one, it will directly take me to that object inside the layer. So it's the easy process to locate the object. Okay, now other than that, we have here this icon which is right now grayed out. This is called make release clipping mask. What it do is that if any layer is on the top of some layer, like suppose if I will put some image over here on top of this, okay, like suppose a box just like this, okay, and now if I will locate this, so you can see this is on top, and let me delete this one from here. Let me go to this photo and let me put this box on for the photo. Now you can see when I made this rectangle, automatically a layer like item layer is created here. Now if I will select this whole thing, okay, all of these items, or maybe I can do one thing, I can drag this out. You can also drag images like your layers out or inside. If I will drag this out and put it in on top of the photo, just like this, let me do it again. Or let me undo that. Okay, it's fine. So now suppose I will select all of it, all these items here, okay, with the shift key. So this rectangle is on the top. So if I will press this, because like some of them are still hidden and locked, if I will press this button, locate, make release clipping mask, so what it will do is that every other item which is outside this box, like suppose this area, will be deleted, or not deleted, basically hidden, and only the item that is inside this area will be shown. So this is basically how you can do a clipping mask. Okay, means like you can make your own mask, own shape, and whatever is inside will show and whatever is outside will not show. That is for this. So this item is for that purpose. Okay, then we have here create sub new layer. This is the create sub new layer, which is also like disabled right now. So if I will go to any layer, then it will be activated. Now suppose if I will close this, you can see that this navigation copy layer have 1, 2, 3 sub layers. So if I will press here, create new sub layer, so it will create another sub layer here. So if you want to create another sub layer, but if you don't want a sub layer, if you want a main new layer, okay, so there is this icon here. This is for creating new layer, not sub layer, new layer. So if I will click here, okay, so I have to make sure I'm outside of the sub layer, otherwise it will create a sub layer. So you have to make sure you're outside the like sub layers. Then if you will press this button, create new layer, it will create a new layer, not a sub layer. Otherwise, if I'm inside the layer or anywhere, if I press this button, it will create a sub layer. So there is a difference here, sub layer and new layer. Okay. Then if I don't want any layer, suppose I don't want this one, so I can select this one and press this delete button. It will delete this layer. It will give me a warning, do you want to delete? I will say yes, so it will delete that layer. Okay, so this is one way of like deleting like the whole layer. Now I don't have the layer, so instead of going here and then pressing delete button on your keyboard, you have to delete from here, because if you will do that, like suppose if I deleted that but some of the objects are remaining, or if I select all of it and then delete, okay, let me lock this one so it will not select. If I select this and press delete, you can see everything is gone, but the layer is still there. So it's better to select the layer itself and then press the delete button. Okay, otherwise what will happen, the layer will be still there, but it will become an empty layer and it will take space, and it will it will cause you problem in future. After that, we have here uh, like current layer indicator. Current layer indicator, like suppose if I will select this item, let me lock this. If I select this item, when I will select this item, you will notice there is a small triangle over here in the corner. This small triangle in the corner indicates that this is the selected or active layer. Right now I'm working on this layer, that's why it is arrow is there. If I select here this like circle, small circle, then it will go to this layer and this will be active. So this helps me to uh, identify what is active right now and what is not active right now. Okay, so this triangle is showing it shows that current layer indicator. It's like a current layer indicator. It's like a active layer indicator, whatever I'm working on right now. Okay, now here you have these circles. What are these circles? These are target circles. Target circles means, suppose if I want to apply an effect on any image, so what I can do is that I have to go to effect and apply effect from any one of these areas. Okay, but it will apply on a randomly selected layer, or the layer where I'm right now, okay, which is currently, you can say, active. But I don't want the effect on that. Maybe I want the effect on maybe here on this one. So what I will do, I will simply go here and press on this target, and when I click it, you can see that it like this sort of cursor or icon will appear. This means that this is my target layer. So wherever I will be, okay, like suppose if I click it here, now wherever I will be, if I will go and apply any effect, it will be only on this target layer, not on any other random layer. Okay, so this is for target. So to deselect this, you have to click anywhere outside and it will be gone. Okay, but once you will apply an effect over it, it will become shaded like this one. You can see this one is shaded because the effect was applied over here. Okay, now after that we have selection column, which is this one, and in this selection column it shows you the triangles. Triangles means whatever is active, whatever is basically current layer. So if I will select multiple objects, like maybe like this one or this one and this one, with the shift key you can press by pressing shift key you can select as many you want. So you can see that these dots, can you see the dots? These dots or these small squares are appearing. These small square means like shows whatever is selected right now. Okay, triangle shows the current layer, but these boxes shows items, not the layer. Triangle represents layer, boxes represents items. So these are the items that are selected, and this is the layer which is selected. Okay, so these are the small boxes representing your item. So is everything clear? Anyone who have questions so far regarding this? Okay, so this is basically your layer and how it works. So let me go back here and we'll start working on this item here. Okay, now I have here different layers. Okay, and what I will do over here is that let's see how we can create and rename any given layer. Okay, so here I have this layer and it says layer 1. I don't want layer 1 as the name of this layer, because usually students, what they do, the mistake is that they don't rename the layers, because if you will not rename the layers in future, if you will have multiple layers, it will be problematic for you to identify which layer you want to work on. But if you have a good naming convention, if you know the names of your layers, it will be easier for you to track them. Okay, so I don't want the name to be layer 1, so I can double click it here, and once I will double click, I can write whatever I want. Maybe I want the name to be phone body, so I will write here phone body. So now I know that this is the phone body layer, and everything which is inside is basically related to the phone body. Okay, now that's what I have here. Now next, what I will do here is that I will create a new layer. Now creating a new layer, like there are different kind of ways to do that. First, if I will show you, if I want to create a new layer and I want to rename it, okay, so I can create a new layer from here, double click here to rename it, okay, just like this. Or let me delete this. If I press on my keyboard like a control and then, or command if you're using Mac, and then press the create new layer button, okay, sorry, I mean you have to press Alt on your keyboard, okay, press Alt on your keyboard and then click this new layer button. If you're using Mac, then press Option on your keyboard, then click this create new layer. So when you press Alt or Option and click this, so it will not only create a new layer, but it will right away give you this option. This is the option where you can rename your layer, whatever name you want your layer to be, and whatever color you want. Automatically Illustrator decides the color, but if you don't want it to decide the color by itself, you can choose your own color. Maybe I want this to be burgundy, so I will choose burgundy color here, and when I will press OK, the name will be changed and the layer color will be changed to burgundy. Okay, so this is how you can create a new layer, and this is how you can create with the name, with the itself like kind of more like details it will give you, like you can change the color at the same time and those kind of things. Now I have this layer. Now what I want to do at this stage is to create a new sub layer, because I have just created a layer. Now I want to create a new layer, okay, and then in that new layer I want to create a sub layer. So what I will do here is that same Alt and click here, and I will create a new layer and call this new layer phone content. And once this new layer is created, I want to create a sub layer inside this phone content layer. So what I will do now, I don't have to press this one because this is for new layer. I have to press this. If I click on this one, it will give me a new sub layer, and I can do one thing here is that I can rename this, okay, to whatever I want. Or what I can do is that instead of clicking this without Alt, let me delete. I will go back to my phone content, press Alt and then click here, so it will give me this option as well. So instead of making a new layer then renaming, I can rename at the same time. So I will call this footer, okay, and I'll leave everything as it is. Now I have a new layer which is phone content, and I have a new sub layer which is a footer. Okay, now these colors represent that that these are layers or sub layers. Okay, otherwise if you have same colors here for any one of the layers, that means those are not layers, those are items of the same layers. Okay, now how we can edit the layers and how we can find contents and those kind of things that we can do over here. So let me little bit increase the size of this so that it is more visible to you all. Okay, now I have let me close this one, and I will select here only this the Terraform hikers, this text, and now I want to know where this is inside my layer. So I will just select this one and click this locate object. As soon I will click, it will take me to the font body and it will show me where it is. It is over here, okay? And it is kind of showing me the text that is holding it. So it's a group, and inside the group, I have two texts here. One is like Terraform Hikers, which is the heading, and then I have this, okay? So this is already automatically created by Illustrator. You don't have to do this manually. So when you write any text with different headings, it will divide it by itself automatically. This is how it do. Okay. Now, as I told you before, when you select any item, okay, so those items are indicated through these boxes. So these boxes represents what? These boxes represents the items that are selected. So right now, what are the items selected? This group where I have these two texts. There are like text like Terraform Hikers and Sand Cinnamon like Milan. Okay, so these are the two items that are selected, which is indicating this. I can close this one from here because it's the same thing. I can keep it open or close. It's the same thing as it is showing me this one. Okay, because the color is same. If the color is same, that means this is the same object. Okay, not a different layer. So if it is a different layer, then you have to separately select it. Okay, now this is selected, and what if I don't want it here? I want to move it somewhere else. So I can easily move it wherever I want. Okay, so how? I can take this box icon and move it wherever I want. Okay, but at this stage I will keep it as it is. Okay, I don't want to move it right now at this stage, but maybe later on I will like move it. Okay, now I will press shift key on my keyboard, and then I will select this item price also. So what it will do is that let me open this one too. So these are already selected. If I press shift key, I select this one. So this will be included. Now you can see that this 145 is also turned blue. It also have box. So that means 4 items are selected. Okay. So this shows that this is also now included in the selection. So this is also selected. Okay. So what I can do over here is that I can, as they all are selected, I can put them in one group instead of this and this in a separate group, this text and this price in a separate group. I want them to be inside one group. So I can go to Object and Group. The shortcut is Control G. So when I will do that, you will notice a new group has been created. So if I will open this group, because you know the blue box is here. The blue box indicates that this is what is selected right now, this item. So that helped me to identify which layer, because there are a lot of group here. So which group I'm is selected right now. How I can know? Through this box. So this box shows me that this is what is selected and here where it is located. So I can go here and you can see that the both items are now inside this group. Now this group I can rename. I can double click here and I can rename it to whatever I want, like description. I will rename it to description. So now it is known as description. So this is how you can rename any layer you want. And this layer will be like selected at this stage. Okay. So when I will collapse it and close it, and still you will see this box here, this small box. This small box is indicating, it's showing me that something is selected. Okay, and what is selected? This is what's selected. And if you want to specifically know what is selected, you can open it up and then you will know what is selected. Okay, because this box now is only on description, not anywhere else. So this is the easier way to know what is selected when you're working in the layers. Okay, so to deselect it, I can select, I can go to select and choose deselect. The shortcut is Control Shift Control A, or you can click anywhere outside by clicking here. Okay, now it is deselected. So you had number of different ways to deselect any object. Okay, now what if I want this group to move to any other layer? Okay, so basically what I can do here is that I can just simply go to edit, and I can cut it, okay, and then go to any different layer, then edit and then paste it, okay, and then I have to replace it wherever it is, and maybe you forgot where it was. So it's a very long process, and it's a process which is not that you can say recommended. Okay, so the best way to move between object is through the same box which is here. This is a movable box. Okay, if I go here, make just see this box, like this is the box where it is right now. This shows that the description is selected. So if I close it, this is basically this thing, not any other like item over here. Now this box at the moment is on font body layer. If I want to move it, okay, to maybe font content, so what simply I have to do, I have to click on this box. Just keep in mind, this box is basically what? This box is only description, not anything else. So if I will drag this box to font content here, so what will happen? Only the description will go, not any other thing, because this is only the description. It is only indicating description, and description here is selected. Okay, notice the color of the box is blue. So the color of whatever layer you have, the box will have the same color. But if I will move this box to this layer, the color of this layer is green. So the box will turn green. So if I click and drag it here, just click and drag and leave. Now this description is not anymore in the body. Okay, it is here. And also you can see that. Let me do this again. Just notice the outline color of this text box. This is blue. But as soon I will take this box and drag it here, this box will become green, and this text box will also become green, because now it will show that if I will open here, the description is inside the font content layer. So this is the best way to move object between the layers. Okay. So I hope you have understood about moving this. This is the simple way to move items, and the most feasible and quicker way to do that. Okay. And the same thing I can do here is that if I have number of like layers. Okay. Suppose I have this add to bag. Okay. If I want to select add to bag, I can take this one. Okay. And now if I will go here, I have this group of the add to bag. Okay. Which is this item. Let me see what else I have. Let me select this, the whole thing down from here. Okay. So I have here selected like this item. Okay. Or manually, let me select from here. It will be much more easier. Or what I can do here, that if you will see, if I'm selecting only this, I have to select only this part. So if I select this part by dragging or like a marquee tool around it, you will see everything is selected. Okay, all including this uh, like white box behind this white background, which is this one. I don't want this to get selected. You can see that this is also selected. I don't want this to get selected. So what I can do here is that I can press Control key on my keyboard and click here. Okay. Oops. So let me do again. Okay. For some reason I pressed the wrong button. Let me do it again. Okay. Okay, yeah, because I undo it, I undid the whole thing. So I have to select the whole thing. Okay, and now you will notice that uh, the rectangle is also selected. Okay, and I don't want the rectangle to get selected. So what I can simply do is that I will press Shift key on my keyboard and click on this rectangle and wait, oops. Okay, now everything is selected, including the rectangle here. Okay. Now this rectangle is basically the background. Okay, which is the white rectangle, and I don't want this rectangle to get selected. So what I can simply do is that I will just simply hide it and then unhide it. When I will do that, you can notice that it is deselected from my layers. So what is selected at this moment? These three. Okay, and these are the three items that I want. Let me do again so you can understand clearly. I can select this by making a dragging the marquee tool around it. You will notice that it is selected, but this rectangle is also selected, which I don't want. So simple, I will hide this and then unhide it, and you will notice that it is not selected anymore. So this is how you can deselect anything here. Now, what I can do, as these are selected, so I will drag this inside the footer. Simple, click here and drag this just like this inside the footer here. As soon as I will bring it into footer, you will see that it is moved inside the footer itself. Okay, so that's how you can move it. Or let me do this again to make it more clear. The best way to move is I'll select first the whole thing, unhide this one and hide this back so it will be not in the selection. Instead of moving from here, what it will do, if you will move from here, it will move only single sub layer. So instead of moving from here, I will move now from this part, from phone body itself. For to avoid any mistake, I will collapse it, hide it, or close it, and then I will take this one and move it to footer. So if I will do this, so whatever was selected is now moved. Otherwise, what will happen if you will do from the sub layer? So single sub layer will move, not the whole thing. So to move the whole thing, you have to click here in the main layer and then move it. Now the whole footer is there. Okay. So this is how you can move multiple items between the layers. And if you don't want anything to move with this, you can leave it, you can hide and unhide, so it will get deselected, and then simply you can go here and move wherever you want. Okay, now inside the footer, if I will go, I have different layers here, and there is one layer which is beneath this black box, and it's not showing right now. Okay, because it is white color and it is behind, so I cannot see what it is. So what I can do here is that I can simply turn on, I can press Control key on my keyboard, then click on this eye icon. So it will show me what I'm looking for. Okay, and then it's showing me the outline, and now it is showing me that layer which I was talking about, which is behind that black box. So these icons were behind the black box. Now I can clearly see those items behind the black box. Before I was not able to see them, but now I can easily see them. Okay, so here we have this. So if you don't want to see this one, what you can do is that you can click it back here with the control, and then you will be able to see the normal layer. Okay, but I want to see them, so I will keep it clicked. Okay, now what I want here is that I don't want these icons, okay, to be behind that black rectangle, because it will not show me. So what I can do here is that I will open my footer, and here is the layer. If I hide and unhide this, you can see that this is what I'm talking about, the group layer. Simple, what I can do here is that I can click here, drag it over these two layers. So what are these two layers? These two layers are, let me go back and turn this on. This layer is basically the button. This layer is basically the background, the white or the black background. So I want this layer, which is the icons, I want to move it over these two layers. Now they're over the layer, so they are now appearing over the black. So the layers, the order of the layers really matters. So whatever is behind, whatever is out of, like, left or right, it will bring that in front or back. Another way to do it is, let me undo this and go back to the outline mode, press Ctrl and click on the eye. I can click on simply this group, okay, from here. Or what I can do here is that I can lock this one so that it won't disturb, it won't select this. And now if I will click, it will help me to like select these icons because this is locked. Otherwise, if it is not, if I click on it, it will select the one which is on the top, and that is the black box. So I will lock it and then select, so it will select whatever is not locked or whatever is unlocked. Now I can right click here, arrange, and bring to front. As soon as I will do that, notice the layer is here right now. If I press bring to front, the layer will jump on the top. Now it will become in front. So this is in the background what is happening. Now I can press Ctrl and click back to the eye, and I will be able to see the whole thing here. So this is how you can work on your layers clearly here. Okay. Now let's see. Let's do more reordering of the layers. Okay, and let's work on some other different parts here. So what I will do here is that I will select this whole thing. Okay, this one, the top part only. So I will click over here, drag my mouse and select this whole thing. But it is also selecting this rectangle which I don't want. So if I will go here, and you will notice that these are the items selected. So what I don't want is this rectangle, and I don't want this rectangle also. So I can hide, unhide, hide, unhide. So now they are not selected. Rest of the other items are selected. This one, this one, this one is selected, which I actually want. Okay. Now, once this is selected, what I can do is that I can click anywhere, okay, and bring it to where I want. Like I want this one to be inside the navigation layer. So instead of clicking here and bringing this to navigation, because if I will click here, it will only bring individual like sub layers. But if I will click this one and bring this to the navigation, so you can see that they are gone from here, and now they are in the navigation layer. So you can see they are all burgundy color. Okay, so the color has been changed now. So they all are in burgundy color. So this is how you can move, like these multiple layers, like reordering. Actually, we reordered it. Okay. Now let's do one more thing here, and bring some of the objects inside the content layer. Let me close this and this one as well, and I will go to the body layer now. Okay. Now once I'm in the body layer, what I will do here is that I will like select this image over here. Okay. And what I will do is that I will bring this image inside the font content layer, this one. Okay. I don't want it to be inside the body layer. I want this to be inside the font content. So simple, I will click here, bring this here, and the image is now in the font content layer. Okay. So this is how you can bring the image over here in like wherever you want. Okay. Now, if I will, now this is inside the font content. So let me close this. Now, if I will move this and try to put it somewhere here, okay, approximately in the center of the image. Now it is in the center, but there is one issue. The issue is that it is covering the navigation. The navigation should be on the top. So here I can reorder my layer. To reorder my layer, I can just simply click on the layer and drag it down. And now the layer is under the navigation, and navigation is on the top. So this is how like a normal reordering is basically done. Okay. And as you know, if you don't want to work on any other items, okay, you can lock them or you can unlock them. Okay. So let's see more about locking and unlocking right now. So what I will do over here is that, okay, uh, I will select any one of these objects, like suppose this one, this image, and click here to locate object. And once this is here, I have this image. I will hide this image for now. Okay. And once it is hidden, I can bring it back by clicking here. Or simple, what I can do here is that I can go to object and show all. This is one other way to bring it back. Okay, but I will keep it hidden because now I'm working on my uh, like other items over here. Okay, now if I want, let me unhide it and do one more thing. If I want to hide both, like all the items, so instead of hiding sublayers simply like this, the better way to do is that just hide the main layer as just like this. It will be more easier. Now there are some items inside this layer which are I'm not able to see them because maybe it's a white color and white over white I cannot see, or maybe it is behind this gradient. So again, what I will do, press Control on my keyboard and click over here, and there is more other way. I can go to the view option and outline, and I can see the outline. Okay, but I don't want this. I will go back to view and go to GP preview back, so I will see everything normally. Now I will press Control and click on this eye icon, which is the same thing. Okay, now what I will do here is that I will go and notice, if I zoom in here, there is these items. Now I am able to select them. Okay, so I have selected it. You can see that the group is selected. Now I don't want these four round circles inside the body layer. I want them to be inside the phone content layer. So I can simply click here, okay, or here, because now it's only one sub layer. So it doesn't matter if I click here or click here to bring it to some other layer. But if there are multiple, then it does matter. But now, because it's a single layer, so I can click here or over here and bring that inside the phone content. Now it is inside the phone content, and if I turn it on, you can see that it is here. Okay, and let me press a Control and click here so I can see the whole layer. But this is quite I think the image itself, I have to take the image and move it a little bit more down so it's on the correct location. Okay, basically how you will balance, you will use your design principles of balance. So I will design it, space between this part, okay, this and space between this should be same. Okay, that's how my image will be balanced. So keeping that in mind, I have moved my image down. Okay, so this is one way of hiding and unhiding, locking, and then moving around your objects here. Okay, so now this is now it's already here. Now sometimes what happens, uh, you want to duplicate some items. Okay, like suppose if I will go here in my phone content, I have description, which is here. Okay, now this description layer, I want to duplicate this, and there are a number of different ways to duplicate anything. Okay, now to duplicate, what I can do here is that I can select this one, okay, and press Alt on my keyboard. If I press Alt on my keyboard, select any layer that I want to duplicate, click on it while my Alt on the keyboard on Windows is pressed, or Option on the Mac is pressed. While these two key in Mac or Windows is pressed, if I will click on the description and bring it down or up, I want the duplicate to be under this, and then you will notice that there is a blue line appearing between description and footer, with an icon of hand or like a fist with a plus icon. And if I will release my mouse button, you will notice that there is a duplicate layer created. Now here is that duplicate layer. I can move it wherever I want. Okay. So where is the duplicate? Here, because you can see that this is selected. If I click here, so this is selected. That means this is like original, and if I click here, this is the duplicate one. Okay, so that's one thing, or vice versa. Okay, so I have a duplicate layer here. Now I can work on the duplicate layer the way I want it, or whatever I want to do with this one. But at this stage, I don't want this duplicate layer. I will just delete this one. I just created it to show you around. Okay, oops, I created the original one. Okay, now let's see another way of duplicating the layer. So I will select the navigation. Okay, now navigation is the main layer. I want to duplicate the main layer, not sub layer at this stage. So sub layer we already duplicated, and we have checked how to do the sub layer. But now let's try and duplicate the main layer. Another way of duplicating is that, okay, by clicking on the layer, dragging it down to this new layer icon. If I will drag it down to the new layer icon, a duplicate layer will be made, and just see it have a name copy, okay, which indicates it's a duplicate. So I can click here and drag this. So you can notice that, drag it here, and you will notice that this is this one. Okay, or I think because you have to lock the original one or lock all of them, and let me make a selection here so that everything in this layer is selected. Now I will move this here. Okay, now I can unlock. So this is this one, this is this one. Okay, so I have now two duplicate layers over here. Now I can copy and paste layers, and from different other Illustrator files. Suppose I have an external Illustrator file. Maybe you asked your friend to do something and asked him to send you some icons. So he will create an icon and he will send you an Illustrator file. Now that Illustrator file you have to bring in your own work, in your own current file. So suppose somebody have sent me the file. I will open this file here. Okay, and let me close this one. I have here this file, and I want to copy this one and bring it in my design at this stage. So what I will do here is that I will go here, okay, and first of all what I will do is that I will go to select and make sure everything is selected. I will press all. So when I press all, everything on this layer will be selected. Now what I will do here is that I will go to edit, okay, and then I will go to copy. Now I will go back here, and now what I will do here is that I want that copy that I like that layer which I copied right now. I want that to be on the top. Whenever I bring it here, whenever I paste it here, it should be on the top. So to do that, I have to first turn on as an option which you can find here. If you press here, you will get this option. Make sure this is turned on. It says paste remember layers. So what it will do is that it will create a new top layer and paste it there. So now you can see nothing is selected. If I will go here and press paste, so automatically it will create a new layer and it will put that inside the new layer. Now I have this item here. I can put this somewhere in the middle at this spot. So that's where I want it. Okay, so this is how you can bring any items from any other layer, and then you can paste it inside your layer. Now I don't want this sizes, everything in the sizes layer to be inside the sizes. So what I will do, I will first of all lock everything, select this whole thing just like this, and then I will unlock everything. Okay, so why I locked it? So that by mistake I don't select any other item. Now I'm sure now that everything in the sizes is selected because of that unlocking and locking process. I want this to be inside the font content. So I will take this from the main layer itself, because inside I don't want to go, because otherwise it will start bringing individual items. So I will do from the main layer, take this small square and bring it to the font content. So this, what it will do is that it will bring that to the font content layer, and it will move the sizes here. Now whatever there was is now inside here. Okay, so now I can go to sizes. I can delete this because I don't need that anymore. Whatever there was, now it's inside here. Okay, inside the font content layer. So this is how you can move back to these layers and everything. Okay, now suppose I want an effect on any one of the layers, but the layers that I want the effect on is this one. So what I will do is that I will target this layer by clicking here. Okay, and when I will do this, this will be selected. Everything inside this layer will be selected. Okay, and now I can go to effect, and I can apply any effect. Suppose stylized drop shadow. Okay, and it will give me some option. Maybe I can make the size bigger or move this wherever I want. Like I can move it here, move this here. You can see that the shadow is appearing now. Let me zoom in. Okay, and then I can blur it and press OK. So you can see that you have the shadow. So this shadow is now applied here. Now to apply any layer to the effect, make sure you target that layer and then apply. Otherwise, maybe by mistake it will apply somewhere else. Now if I will unhide or like so deselect by pressing Ctrl Shift and A, you will notice that target now is shaded. Now it is like a light gray color. This light gray color indicates that uh, there is a like a effect applied on it already. Okay, so this is what you have. So if you look in the layers panel, the target icon, this is it shows that it's indicating that the layer has at least one appearance attribute. What appearance attributes are? What effects? Okay, these are called appearance attributes. These effects, when you apply on any layer, that those effects becomes attribute or like appearance attributes. Okay, so this is what we have now. Now if you will see, everything here is basically kind of coming out of like it's more like coming out of the screen, and then like this part is all over here, this is all over here. You can see that this navigation item is here, which we don't actually want. So I don't want any one of these things to be spread around. I don't want them to sprawl in this area. I want them to be inside this particular area. So for that purpose, what you do is that you do a mask clipping. And before I told you about that, okay, what it is, you just apply like a layer, and that layer becomes a mask. But before doing that, what I will do here is that I will select different layers here and turn them into a group, like suppose this one and this one. So I will select both of them together. So once I will do that, I have here this option. If I click here, I have one more option here, which is called collect a new layer. What it will do is that it will make a new layer and drop these two items, make them sub layers inside that new layer. So if I click here, you will now see that if I open it up, navigation and font content has now become a part of this layer here. So I can simply name it font. That's all. Okay, so it will become a one layer. So that's how you can bring 2-3 different layers inside one layer. You just have to select them, click here, and collect a new layer. So a new layer will be created inside that new layer. Those items will be moved. Very simple way. Okay. Now I will go here and I have this rectangle here, and I have one more rectangle, which is this one. If I will press Control and this I button, or simple, if I will click here and try to move this, you can see that this is like there is a rectangle here, which is something like this. Okay. Now this rectangle I want to convert into a clipping mask. Okay. So what I will do here is that I will take this rectangle and put this rectangle inside the phone layer. I will take it, put it here inside. So whatever item you move it, okay, or from I can select this one here, okay, or just like from here, you will notice that, let me close this, you can notice that there is, I have this a box here, okay. So either I can take this whole layer and drag it inside the phone, or take this box individual, because I don't want this box, or here, because it's the same, because it's a single item, so it doesn't matter. So I can drag here or here, and if I drag this inside the phone, so that will be that layer is now inside the phone. And where it is inside the phone, always by default, anything that you move always goes on the top. So now it's on the top. Okay. So at this stage, if I will maybe let me lock this one, okay, navigation, or keep it open. Just what I will do here is that I will select everything here, or let me lock this one, okay, or unhide, or hide it, or lock it. It's better. Okay. Now this one is the copy. I don't want the copy. I can lock the copy and hide it, and sorry, lock it and hide it. So because we don't want that, we only want everything. Now if I will select everything here, you can notice that rectangle is on the top, this navigation is on the bottom, and the font content is at the bottom. I will select everything on this layer, and when I will select everything, I will do a clipping mask. Okay, so when I will do the clipping mask, let me also lock this one, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so when I will do a clipping mask, so whatever is inside this area, this white box will appear, and whatever is outside this box, this one, I'm talking about this rectangle, and whatever is outside will be clipped, means will be hidden. Okay, so that's what I will do here, and here is my option. Let me select by here. I don't know why it's not selecting. For some reason it's not showing, or let me go to object. Yeah, okay, so for some reason here it's not working. I don't know what is the reason. So simple, what you can do is that if it isn't working, so you can select everything here. Okay, let's select this one too. Let's select the body, phone body also, so everything will be selected at the same time. I will select everything including the phone body. Okay, this one I have hidden it, like I have hide it, or if you unhide it, okay, and select everything here by going to select all. Okay, and when everything is selected on the page, everything, then you can notice this make release clipping mask is activated. So now whatever is inside, because it is on the top layer, it will not affect this navigation, because then because navigation is on top of this one. If it is underneath this, like the phone body, then it will affect, but right now it will not affect the navigation copy. Okay, now you can see it is activated because everything is selected. If I press this button, make release clipping mask, as soon I do that, okay, so you will notice, okay, let's do one thing here. Let's delete this navigation copy, because it's creating an issue here. So because as we don't want this one, now I will go to select all. Okay, now everything is selected, because for this option everything need to be selected. The toppest part right now in this layer is the rectangle. So whatever is inside the rectangle area will be shown, and whatever is outside will be hidden automatically. So if I will click on this button, make release clipping mask, so you will notice that whatever was inside is now showing and whatever is outside is automatically hidden. So this is how you can do the mask clipping here. Okay, so this is what the mask clipping is. So any question so far regarding this? Is everything clear? Anyone who have a question or anything? So this is basically known as like a flattened, uh, you can say a flattened like artwork, where everything important is showing and whatever is not is hidden. Okay, so this is the like layers option, importance of the layers, and this is how the layers work. So whenever you work on your project, so make sure it is like you work in this form of order. Otherwise, what will happen, it will be a little problematic for you if things are not organized. Okay,